How many writers are worldwide famous thanks to the publication of a single work? Without any doubt, Harper Lee is one of them. The writer was born in 1926 in Morroville, Alabama. During her childhood, she developed a genuine interest in literature, which, after university, led her to New York, where she moved to become a writer. In 1960, she published To Kill a Mockingbird. The following year, thanks to the novel, she won the Pulitzer Prize and became one of the greatest American writers of all times. In 2007, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, one of America's highest honors, by US President George Bush. In 2015, her second novel, Go Set a Watchman, was published. This novel was a literary event because it represented Harper Lee's return to the publishing world. The writer passed away in 2016 at the age of 89. However, she will live forever through her novels and her words. Her masterpiece, To Kill a Mockingbird, was a worldwide success. The protagonist of the novel, set in the small town of Macomb in Alabama, is a little girl called Scout Finch, who tells the events surrounding her family, consisting of her older brother Jem and her father Atticus. The family's life passes quietly until the father, a distinguished lawyer, decides to defend in court Tom Robinson, a black boy falsely accused of rape. The case raises a wave of indignation in the still strongly racist community. While the children try to meet their mysterious neighbor, Arthur Radley, Atticus Finch must prove the innocence of Tom Robinson. Although Atticus manages to prove that the boy is innocent, the jury in the courtroom finds him guilty. In 1962, a film version of the novel starring Gregory Peck was made. The film won 3 Oscars: Best Actor in a Leading Role for Gregory Peck, Best Non-Original Screenplay, Best Production Design for a Black and White Film. It is a film of a great quality with talented actors. In fact, the film doesn't change the events narrated in the book. In this case, the novel and the film are equally beautiful. The character of Atticus, brought to stage by Gregory Peck, who, not by chance, considered it as his most important role, it is as Harper Lee had conceived him. Also, the screenplay of the film is very important, because it remains faithful to the book. The trial against Tom Robinson is undoubtedly the most significant part of the novel. One of the main themes is that of racism and social injustice that characterized the United States in those years. Unfortunately, these themes are extremely topical. Even today, too many people are victims of discrimination because of the color of their skin. We should not forget that the novel was published in the 60s, a period in which people all over the world started to talk about civil rights and social injustice. For this very reason, the novel was recommended by former US President Barack Obama as a tool to tackle racism. Through the innocent eyes of a little girl, the writer paints a rather lucid picture of the political and cultural situation in Alabama at the time. It is also very interesting to observe the education that Atticus gives to his children. He always tries to guide them through the difficulties of life with extreme honesty. His children do not simply follow his orders, but they understand them and consider them right. The values conveyed by Atticus to his children are genuine. The children always see him respond to insults with kindness and take him as an example of life. The relationship between Atticus and his children remains one of the main reasons why the novel is still remembered. Before I can live with other folks, I've got to live with myself. This is one of the novel's most famous phrases, uttered by Atticus to explain to his children why he decided to defend Tom Robinson. Despite the fact that Maycomb is a town where people are only interested in appearances, there is still someone who has the courage to do something simply because it is right. The first part of the novel may be a bit slow, but if you have the patience to continue reading, you will get right to the heart of one of the best written novels of the world, which even today, many years later, is able to fascinate readers of all ages and social conditions. This is because the story is filtered through the eyes of a child whose mind has not yet been corrupted by the racist ideas of the time. In this way, the writer manages to emphasize even more the folly of human beings who persecute and judge their fellow men, not by the quality of their souls, but by the color of their skin. Undoubtedly, there are many books that deal with the theme of racism, but To Kill a Mockingbird is not just that. This work, just like Atticus Finch, teaches but without imposing its own vision of the world. The reader is guided step by step in a process of maturation and understanding of others. Therefore, this novel should be read by all of us, by children and also by adults, in order to try to create a better world.